30 days. You'll have complete control over assigning your dream clients by using marketing that establishes you as the authority in the sports industry. You'll realize that the invisible ceiling on your dream career was never even there to begin with, and you'll be able to become a professional sports agent faster than you ever thought possible. You'll be able to travel the world making 7 figures or more sitting in a press box enjoying the game that you're so passionate about. You'll be able to have the kind of career and lifestyle that's envied by everyone you meet. And you'll do all this while tapping into the virgin joy and peace of mind of finally creating a legacy that you can be proud of. Now, before we go any further, let me take 2 seconds to introduce myself so that you can know exactly who I am and why the hell you should be listening to me. If you don't know, my name is Edward Davis, and I'm an NFL certified sports agent. I'm the founder and CEO of Checkmate Sports. I'm the author of the NIL Gold Rush. I've shared the stage with my mentor, Lee Steinberg, who's also Patrick Mahomes' sports agent and better known as the real-life inspiration behind the movie Jerry Maguire. And I specialize in helping clients become professional sports agents without having to go back to law school. So if that's what you're looking to do, then you're definitely in the right place. If that's not enough social proof for you, then here's some more. In 2020, with no help, no law degree, no Senior Bowl All-Star Game invites, no combine, no pro day, in a worldwide pandemic, I was able to get 2 players that was unranked prior to the draft signed to the NFL. So look, I don't just teach my clients how to become sports agents. I actually practice what I teach. But wait, here's some more proof for the non-believers. If you look to my left, you see my client's Travis Reed draft status. There's a 999 next to his name. That means he was unranked prior to the draft. And if you look to my right, you see my client Christian. He had the same exact ranking. I want you to think about this. In 2020, with no inside connections, no law degree, no $1 million bankroll, in a worldwide pandemic, I was able to get 2 players that nobody knew about, and I got them into the NFL. We literally started from the bottom, and now we're here. Travis signed with the Indianapolis Colts, and Christian signed with the New York Giants. Now, isn't that amazing? All right, now for the good stuff. Let me quickly tell you how I discovered these 5 shifts and then walk you through exactly what they are. I've been in the agent space for a while now. In this business, it took me about 4 years to finally get to the point where I wanted to become certified as a sports agent. And it took me about another year to get to the point where I could finally sign players without having to pay my life savings to do it. And during that time, I had the opportunity to watch hundreds of sports agents try to succeed in this business. And over time, I saw a lot of agents that were in this space come and go. I've seen a lot of them have a great start, but they will eventually collapse and fail. They just couldn't seem to get things off the ground. They either got buried or they couldn't get the clients that they really wanted. But at the same time, there was a handful of people that was really just killing it in the business. They had the top 3 things that I wanted for my life. They had the income that I wanted, so they were making millions of dollars a month. They had the lifestyle that I wanted, where they had tremendous freedom to do whatever they wanted to do. And the most important thing, they had the impact that I wanted, so that the work that they were doing was actually making a difference in the world. And so over time, I began to study these people. What were these top agents doing that everyone else wasn't? And over time, I began to realize that there were 5 things that these superstar sports agents was doing that everyone else wasn't. So I began to incorporate those 5 shifts into my business. And the results, like I told you, went through the roof. I started teaching our clients the same thing, and they were able to achieve incredible results as well. And so today, I just want to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what those 5 things are that the top sports agents are doing that everybody else isn't. So pay very close attention, because a lot of what I'm going to share with you is the dead opposite of what you've been taught. So there's 5 key shifts that you need to make to become a professional sports agent in the next 30 days, even if you don't have a law degree, so that you're able to sign your ideal client while you actually enjoy more freedom in your business and get optimal results for your clients. So now let me go ahead and walk you through all 5 of them on this session. Sounds good? Cool. Let's do it. The first shift is to operate with total integrity. There's an idea at the heart of our business called the Strategy of Preeminence, and this is something that I first heard talked about by a guy by the name of Russ Ruffino. And essentially what the strategy of preeminence says is that you should be the best in your area of mastery and have everything in your business reflect that. And that you should never let a client do anything that isn't in their best interest. So basically, what this means is that you should be taking personal responsibility for the welfare of your clients. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, Ed, obviously I want to get results from my clients, and obviously I want to take good care of my clients. But you know what? There's a lot of people that don't. And so I just wanted to point that out, that all this stuff that I'm about to teach you, it doesn't work if you don't have your client's best interest at heart. So here's something I want you to understand. Your business is like a mirror, and it doesn't matter how good your recruiting is, there's no escaping cause and effect. Your business is like a mirror that is constantly reflecting back to you what your deepest beliefs and intentions are. So if your intention is just to go out there and make a quick buck, then believe me, your business is going to reflect that right back to you. And it's going to show up by getting bad clients or no clients at all. And then people are going to stop trusting you. You're not going to be able to create a real connection, and you're not going to be able to create a real difference. And over time, believe me, people are going to sense it. People are going to know it, and you're going to have a much tougher time growing your business. But on the other hand, if you start out from the very beginning saying, look, I'm going to build my business on a foundation of integrity, I'm going to build my business on a foundation of results, then it's going to get reflected right back to you. And people are going to trust you because they're going to understand that you have their best interest at heart. So look, do you want decisive clients? Be decisive. Do you want clients who pay quickly and without hesitation? Take a look at how fast you make payments. Bottom line is this. You attract the clients that you are. If you're sincere about wanting to get results for people, you're going to attract clients that are sincere. If you're decisive, you're going to attract clients that are decisive. If you pay on time and aren't afraid to invest in yourself to grow your business and grow your wisdom, you're going to attract clients that feel that way too. So if you want to attract clients who are willing to pay a premium price for you to negotiate their contracts, to get them max dollars, or to market them off the field for endorsements, then you better do the same. So here's the bottom line. Everything I'm about to show you is built on the foundation of results, and everything I'm about to show you is built on the foundation of integrity. Yes, we're going to talk about a lot of really cool sports agent stuff and things like that, but I just want you to understand that all of that is designed not to just make you the most money, even though that's what it's going to do. It's designed to get you the best possible results for your clients while you scale to whatever your dream income is. So if you've been taught that you have to be some cutthroat, sleazy car salesman type of person to become a sports agent, then forget about it. What I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind because everything I'm about to share with you is designed to create better results for your clients while it makes you more money at the same time. Does that make sense? All right, now for the next shift. So the second shift is to become a secret agent. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but before I made this shift, my life was a complete mess. I was a burnt out former athlete struggling to pass the NFL agent certification exam. See, the thing is, I worked 2 full-time jobs as a physical education teacher during the day, and I worked at Delta Airlines slinging bags as a baggage handler at night. But what I really wanted was to quit both jobs to become a professional sports agent so that I could make more money doing something that I was truly passionate about. My dream was to be able to retire my family after years of working low-paying jobs so that they didn't have to work anymore. I wanted to be able to build a legacy doing something that I love and to have financial freedom so that my family and I could live the life that I've always imagined. The thing is, I was having trouble finding time to properly prepare and study for the certification exam, considering that at the time I had to work both jobs to pay off my mortgage and my student loans. To make things worse, I was mildly depressed because I felt like I was just banging my head against a wall trying to start my dream career, all while everyone else was living the life on social media. I felt even worse about the situation because I had no clue that if all this hard work that I was putting in would even pay off in the end, or if I just end up being some dreamer whose ambition far exceeded his talents. To be honest, I felt like a failure as a man and also as an entrepreneur. See, the problem was that I actually took the NFL agent certification test before, but I failed by 1 damn point. Not because I wasn't smart enough or because I wasn't properly prepared, but because they decided to move the passing score after we took the test because they said too many people had passed it. Now that is what I call a scam. That meant that suddenly my dream career was in jeopardy because I had to wait a whole nother year to take the NFL agent certification test again. And if I failed it a second time, I had to wait 5 years before I could take it again. That meant I was on the clock to become a sports agent, or I would be stuck throwing bags for the rest of my life. But then something pretty cool happened the following year. I ran into what I call a secret agent also known as a sports marketing agent who didn't even take the certification exam and shared with me all the secret ways to bypass having a college degree or even passing the certification exam to become a licensed sports agent after all. Instantly, I saw that I could take control of my career. So look, if you don't have a law degree or even a college degree, you should stop thinking you need one. Instead, focus on becoming a sports marketing agent. This simple career pivot is the secret to becoming a sports agent without a law degree, a college degree, or having to pass difficult certification exams. Now, you're probably asking, what does a sports marketing agent actually do? Well, meet Maverick Carter. He is the man behind LeBron James' billion-dollar Nike deal. And now I want you to meet Rich Paul. He's LeBron James' contract agent. See, they're both sports agent. One just negotiates the marketing contract, and the other negotiates the team contracts. All right, hope you all are getting this. Now, there's only two reasons why you're hesitant about becoming a sports marketing agent. You either think that because you don't have a law degree, nobody's going to sign with you, or you think that you can actually do this, but you believe that if you become a sports agent, nobody will sign with you because you don't look like the stereotypical agent. Let's address the first problem. First thing you need to understand is that skills pays the bills. Going to law school means that you have a good memory, not that you're a good sports agent. You have to understand that you're selling the value of the results that you deliver, because that's what your clients want. They aren't buying a fancy college degree. They don't care about what your strategies are. They're buying you. It's your job to remind them that you have the answers and that they're safe in your loving arms. Now, for the second problem. For those of you who do not know, this is the best time in history to become a sports agent because we are right now sitting in the golden age for diversity in sports. There are men and women of all shapes, sizes, color, and socioeconomic status that are not only in the business but are thriving. In 2020, it was the first time in NFL history where a majority of the first round picks had agents of color. I can't stress this enough, but there has never been a better time in history to become a sports agent. Believe it or not, but people no longer care about what school you went to or what you look like because it's only two things that clients really want to know, but they will never directly ask. Can you be trusted and are you special? You nail those things and you nail the entire thing. Now, I know there's probably women right now saying to themselves, sounds good for men, but it's extremely difficult for women. Wrong. Kim from Rock Nation and Nicole Lynn from Young Money Sports are showing everyone that women can do this. All right, now let me introduce you to Tiandra Mitchell. Tiandra is a professional sports agent. When she came to us, though, she was a successful yet overworked entrepreneur. But more than anything, she wanted to become a professional sports agent, but didn't think it was possible because she didn't look like the stereotypical agent. Also, because she was so busy running her business. But guess what? After just weeks of deciding to work with us, Tiandra was able to change her life, change her career. She was able to become a WNBA sports agent. She was able to receive her license, and she also signed her very first client. So think about the work that you do. If you're an investor, a coach, entrepreneur, teacher, or even if you work in the military, how bad do you really want this? Do you really want to make a difference? Do you really want to make seven figures? Then becoming a sports marketing agent is the key. So you might be thinking, okay, Ed, I'm with you. I get it. I should become a sports marketing agent. But if I become a sports marketing agent, how do I know that anybody is actually going to sign with me? I get it, You've been doing this for a long time. You and your clients can make the transition easily. But what about me? I'm just starting out. How do I do this? How do I get people to actually believe in me and to take me seriously? Well, you use the secret weapon. And that brings us to our third shift. The secret weapon is Checkmate marketing. Checkmate marketing is the most powerful way to connect with your clients, establish authority and preeminence, and give them the massive value all at the same time. When I first started as a sports agent, I was really excited to finally pass a difficult certification exam and to get started on my dream career path. My goal was to intern with an established firm to get my foot in the door, but it was extremely difficult for me to get a position without any inside connections. So I founded Checkmate Sports and started my journey. But rather quickly, I realized that society didn't view me as an expert. They didn't care about my 2 degrees or the agent exam that I passed. The world viewed me as a novice. It was damn near impossible to get anybody to take me serious as a sports agent when I first got started. My very own family didn't even believe I could do it. My first cousin who lived with me was even hesitant to sign with me, and he was a Division II player. I was embarrassed. I had underestimated how much credibility really mattered and overestimated how much my college degrees did. I was hurt and upset that I couldn't even sign a family member. I wondered if I couldn't sign family, how would I be able to sign complete strangers? And then one night I was watching one of my favorite movies, The Wolf of Wall Street, and I noticed in the movie that there was a scene where the main character created an educational system to establish credibility and grow his company. I instantly realized that is what I needed. I was instantly rejuvenated and I immediately began to model the system that Jordan Belfort created. I customized the system to be ethical and catered it toward athlete representation. After implementing the system, I instantly went from being viewed as a novice to an expert in a matter of weeks. The best part about the system is that it worked so good that everyone who didn't believe in me at first came back and wanted to do business with me. Even my cousin came back begging to sign with me. After that, that's all I needed to confirm that this system was legit. Now let's talk about the system. Let's talk about Checkmate marketing, how to build credibility as a sports agent. First things first, in the first 4 seconds, you have to do these things. You have to show that you're sharp as a tack. If your prospect doesn't think that you're sharp as a tack, they're going to think that you're wasting their time. And then number 2, you have to be enthusiastic as hell. This tells the prospect that you really have something great to offer. And step number 3, which is the most important part, you have to be considered an expert in your field. Why? Because this shows the prospect that you're the authority and the force to be reckoned with. People are taught to respect and listen to authority figures from a young age. Think about it. When was the last time you went in the doctor's office and the doctor came in and the first thing you said was, "Hey, let me see your college degree"? You know why? Because the doctor is the expert and you listen. This all rolls up to one simple fact. You are a person who can help them get what they want and achieve their dreams. I use Checkmate marketing daily, and now I'm considered as such an expert in my field that I'm regularly featured in articles and asked to do interviews because people value my insight on the subject matter. Mind you, I don't have a law degree and I don't have any inside connections. I can't stress enough how important credibility is in this business. Now when I speak with potential clients and families, they no longer question if I'm good enough. They trust and believe that I know what I'm talking about, which helps and allows me to sign even more clients. All right, now let's talk about the old way to become a sports agent, the way that we always thought it was. The old way is to first get into crippling student loan debt, just to go to law school to get a law degree that you didn't really want. Then you have to find a needle in a haystack sports internship just to work for free and to be underappreciated. Next, you will have to pass an incredibly difficult certification exam. And then you get to compete with ultra competitive and super rich sports agents for talent. Finally, you will have to offer talent a small fortune just to sign with you. And then maybe, just maybe, with some magic, some luck, and a lot of praying, you'll get clients. This is an outdated and no longer profitable business model. This is what I call the Dinosaur Method. Have you all heard this before? How many people here have been taught one or more of these strategies? I call this the Dinosaur Method because you're going to do all this work and then you're going to go bankrupt from overpaying the wrong players and stuck with student loan debt that you can't pay back. Like, let's really talk about it. Does this make sense? You go to law school, but you don't want to be a lawyer, which leads to massive student loan debt. And then you have to pay a player under the table and pray that they stay in the league long enough for you to make a return on your money or that some super rich agent doesn't steal them on the second contract. How is this going to work? Colleges teach overcomplicated strategies like this because they want to take your tuition money. And I hate to be that cynical, but I've seen it thousands of times. It can be so much simpler to get the clients that you really want. But if you're following these outdated strategies, it's just brutal. You're going to go through all that pain and suffering up and down highways just praying for the clients to sign with you. And then in the meantime, your husband, your wife, your family, the people that believe in you, the people who are counting on you are just sitting there going, she's working all day, but I don't see any clients. Or he's working all day, spending all day working for free in an unpaid internship, but the money's not coming in. I don't see his business growing. You understand? These strategies are just destructive because they take forever and they don't work. So if that's the old way and we know that that no longer makes sense, then what's the new way? The new way is much more simpler. You don't need a law degree. You don't need $1 million bankroll. You don't need inside connections. Checkmate marketing is all you need. Checkmate marketing can replace all of them with a simple process like this. Be sharp as a tack. Be enthusiastic as hell and become an expert in your sport, which leads to a new client. It's so much simpler than doing it the other way. So why is Checkmate marketing so powerful? What's the secret sauce? And why is it so good? Well, Checkmate marketing builds all the credibility that a Harvard law degree would provide without the six-figure cost. Because when you really think about it, the idea behind all these outdated strategies is that you want to become educated. And the problem with these outdated strategies is that you spend years trying to do that just for you to get in the real world and find out that people don't care about your degrees. They only care about two things. Can you be trusted? And can you get the job done? That comes from credibility, not expensive law degrees. But Checkmate Marketing does all of that in about 6 to 8 weeks. It builds credibility because it establishes you as an expert in your field and builds a connection while you pick up new clients. All right, now I want to introduce you to one of my favorite clients ever. His name is Joe Arnett, but we call him Showtime. Joe is a sports marketing agent. When he came to work with us, he was a well-connected sports talk show host in Indiana. But the problem was that he was overworked and underpaid. He wanted to leverage his relationships to increase his income to the seven-figure mark. But the problem was that he was having a hard time building credibility. People didn't see him as a sports agent. They saw him as a sports talk show host. But just after 3 weeks of deciding to work with us, Joe was able to receive his sports agent license. Not only that, but he was also able to sign his very own client. Now I want you all to just check this video out. I want you to see all the raw emotion, the passion, the relief, and the happiness the day Joe found out that he was a sports agent.
Welcome to Showtime on that sports talk show. I got good news. I got my first player. I got my first player as an NBA marketing agent. I'm about to do the contract here in a second. But I just want to let you know, hard work, man. Hard work. And then I got somebody else too I'm about to sign. Thank God, man.
Now isn't that amazing? See, that's the power of credibility. Showtime has been in this industry for years. He knew everybody. He was well connected. But he never thought anybody would sign with him. He was having trouble becoming a sports agent. But just after 3 weeks of deciding to work with us, he was not only able to get his sports agent license, but he was able to sign his very own client. All right, now let me tell you about my other client, Brooks. Brooks is a sports agent who now specializes in helping baseball players market themselves through clothing and merchandise. But when we first met Brooks, he was a college student attending Ole Miss University law program. Brooks was frustrated because he was doing it the old way. He didn't want to be a lawyer. He was only in college to make his parents happy. He was tired of studying for the bar exam. He was sick of looking for unpaid internships. But with our help, he realized that he didn't need to law school to become a sports agent. We helped him build confidence and empowered him to make the life-changing decision to drop out of law school and follow his passion. Now, usually when I tell people this, they don't believe me, so I'll let Brooks tell you.
Hi, my name is Brooks. I'm 2 weeks into the Sports Agent Masterclass with Checkmate Sports, and I wanted to say that I'm liking my experience so far. I started the course in law school and have decided in my 2 weeks that law school is not for me and that I can do all the things that I wanted to do when I came to law school without a law degree. And Checkmate Sports is what taught me that, and Edward, working with him, made me confident to drop out, and now I'm starting a business where athletes can help me design clothes and design apparel for them and get their brand started earlier. And using this my savings for the rest of college to bankroll me for representing athletes. So I think it's going to work out good, and I'm glad I don't have to spend any more time miserable in law school. Thanks.
Now you heard it from the man himself. Brooks took the money that he saved for law school to bankroll his business. Now Brooks is happy because he's finally doing something that he's passionate about. Now I have a question for you. What sounds easier? Do you want to go to law school, have to pass some difficult certification exam, look for a needle in a haystack unpaid internship, or just to become a sports marketing agent and to checkmate market yourself? It can literally be that simple. And then once you become a successful sports agent and you have the cash flow coming in, maybe then you can become a contract agent. Maybe then you can go get that fancy law degree. I'm not saying not to do any of those things, but what I'm saying is that if you want clients and you want them now, that's the slow way. That's the old way. The fast way is to use the secret weapon like I'm telling you. So here's the bottom line. Checkmate marketing is all you need to get started as a sports agent. Do you understand? How much money, time, and energy would you save avoiding law school? How much money are you spending doing this if you're in law school? What if you can just stop going and just let all of that stuff go and build your authority instead using checkmate marketing? Wouldn't that be better? All right, so let's do a quick recap. At this point, we know that we must operate with total integrity. We know that we must become a sports marketing agent and use the secret weapon, checkmate marketing, to establish credibility and to communicate true value to sign your ideal clients. Now let's talk about how to get the clients who usually sign with the big-time agents to sign with you instead without going bankrupt in the process. Now please pay attention because this is super important. I know in the beginning, if you're so fixated on the money, you're just going to want money to come in the door. I get it. I've been there. But the truth is there's a thin line between being hungry and being thirsty. So in the beginning, don't just focus on moving fast, but move correctly. Now, let me show you where the money resides. The next shift is to the blue ocean. And as the saying goes, the riches are in the niches. See, sports agents have the options to work with professional athletes in any sport they desire. And that could be very profitable if you land a big fish. The problem is it has become extremely expensive to fish for clients in shark-infested waters. The cost is rising and the percentages are lowering every year. It's an all-out race to the bottom, which can be difficult for most who are starting out to compete with agents with more resources. I recommend becoming an expert in emerging markets, or as I would say, blue oceans, where there isn't as much competition and you could establish yourself as an expert or a category king or queen. For example, like e-gaming, women's sports, broadcasters, head coaches, and my new favorite, student athletes. Now I have another secret that most sports agents don't want you to know. But recently there was a law that passed that allows student athletes to get paid off of their name, image, and likeness. Now, I just want you to think about that for a second. 500,000 student athletes all over the country now have the opportunity to be paid off of their name, image, and likeness. And guess what all of those students are going to need? You guessed it, sports marketing agents. Do you see where I'm going with this? Everyone is cashing in. EA Sports just announced that they're bringing back NCAA football, which has been on a hiatus since 2014. And how about Master P's son? Did you hear about the $2 million deal that he received? And this kid hasn't even touched the court yet. As a former athlete, this is amazing, okay? And if you think that $2 million deal is a lot, check this next one out. Archie Manning, the nephew of the great NFL quarterback Peyton Manning, is estimated to be worth $10 million the day he steps on the field his freshman year. And the greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, said that his starting quarterback, Bryce Young, has already surpassed 6 figures and quickly approaching 7 figures when it comes to his NIL endorsement deals. I want you to just think about this for a minute. Think about all the money that student athletes are about to receive. Now do you see why the demand for sports marketing agents is going to go through the roof? See, student athletes don't need traditional team contract agents. Why? Because student athletes aren't signed to professional teams. They're college students. They're enrolled in universities. So they don't need those types of agents. But they do want a Gatorade deal. They do want a Nike deal. And that's why they need sports marketing agents. Now do you get it? Now do you see the writing on the wall? Now, here's a great example of somebody who's taking advantage of the NIL era. John was a car salesman who wanted to be a sports agent so that he could represent his son, John Blunt Jr. But the problem was John hated the idea of going back to law school. He had a family to take care of. He had kids to provide for. He had no time to go back to law school. Now, when I met John, he loved the idea of bypassing law school to become a professional sports agent, especially in the time frame of just under 30 days. But after years and years of working in the car industry, he basically was a little skeptical. He felt like he had heard it all. But after working with us, we made John a believer. We helped him become a professional sports agent in just under 30 days. Now, if you was like John in the beginning and you're still a little skeptical, here, listen to John. Check this out.
This is John Bloom with Checkmate Sports. I just want to thank Edward Davis with Checkmate Sports for helping me out on something that I really felt like was just impossible to even do. Just today, I am now a certified agent in the state of Kentucky. I'm lost for words, and I'm looking forward to help all my athletes out there, man. I'm going to give you a 200%, and I'm ready to go, and we're going to make sure we're going to make things work for you. This is John Bloom with Checkmate Sports. Edward, man, thank God, man. I'm short for words. I'm blessed. And it's just unbelievable, man. I'm happy. I'm happy right now. Didn't know that you can do this without all the stuff that they try to tell you need to do it. And I appreciate you, man. The love is there, and I'm gonna make you proud. I'm gonna make my family proud. And let's go, man. Let's go. John Blunt, Checkmate Sports. Yeah.
Now, you can see from the video, John is pumped up. But what happened next is even better. Not only did we help John to get licensed in just under 30 days, but we also helped John to secure the first ever name, image, and likeness deal in the state of Kentucky for his very own son. Isn't that cool? Now, enough about John, enough about his son, enough about, his story. What about your story? What about your son? What about your daughter? Why don't you represent them? Who do you think has your son or your daughter's best interest at heart? You or some random stranger? Now, you don't have to focus on student athletes. You can represent professional athletes. You can represent whoever you would like to. But trust me, I believe that the name, image, and likeness era is the next gold rush. I just want you to think about it. Think about how much social media influencers like Jake Paul and Logan Paul are making right now. And they have zero talent. Imagine how much the next Reggie Bush or the next LeBron James is going to make in the name, image, and likeness era. And think about how much their sports marketing agents are going to make off of representing them. Now, that is what I call the gold rush. Now, let's talk about the last shift that you need to make to become a professional sports agent. And honestly, I think it's the most important shift of them all. Invest in mentoring. Everyone should have a mentor. Mentoring brings two things: new ideas and accountability. There are new ideas in your head right now that would not have been there if you didn't make time for this webinar. Here's how it works. You have your mindset, and your mindset is your beliefs about what's possible. It's the quality of your ideas. You have certain beliefs right now about what's possible. You have beliefs about what niche you should become an expert in. You have beliefs about the best way to get results for your clients. And then you have the quality of your ideas, which is, are you following a strategy that's actually going to work? Are you following a strategy that's going to take forever, like some of the outdated ideas I told you about before? Those beliefs and that strategy determine what you actually do. And then what you do actually determine the outcomes that you get, both in the terms of the money that you're making, but also in the terms of your happiness, your freedom, and the impact that you're making. So if you want to change the outcome, you have to change your beliefs about what's possible, the strategy you're following, and what you're actually doing. And that is the power of mentoring. So let's talk about it. How much did you earn last month? How happy are you at your job? If you're not happy, then you need a new mindset. You need a new plan. You need to take action and have a mentor who's guiding you and holding your hand through the process while holding you accountable for doing the work. You need a mentor. Now, it's funny because usually when I tell people to invest in mentoring, I usually get some pushback. People say things like, I went through this course, or I got my sports management degree. And it's funny because even though they have zero clients, they think they have all the answers. Well, check this out. Zion recently sued former sports marketing agent Gina Ford to end his contract. He signed with Gina 5 days after clearing for the NBA draft, but then guess what happened? Mysteriously, the biggest sports agency in the world, CAA, came into the picture. So he fired Gina, and she sued him for $100 million in damages for breach of contract. But guess what? She lost a slam dunk case because she did it alone and she didn't know the rules to the game. Basically, the bigger agents came in, they found the loophole and were able to profit off her ignorance. This all could have been prevented if she had the proper mentor. So like I said in the beginning of the shift, invest in mentoring. Trying to do this without proper training is crazy. I personally invested at least $100K on training, coaching, and inside information. Now you can become a sports agent without the six-figure cost or the years wasted in law school. Don't do it alone. Doing the whole trial and error thing is the biggest time waste there is. Find the best coach out there and invest in yourself to work with them. Today, I promise I will show you how to turn your passion into your dream career in as little as 30 days, even if that seemed like a ridiculous idea. Then I promise to show you how to become a professional sports agent running your own business and working with amazing people with or without a college degree. I promise to show you how to get started as a sports agent fast and match or even surpass your current salary, even if you have zero experience. Then I promise to show you how to get clients signing with the big time agents to sign with you instead, even if you don't have $1 million bankroll. And last but not least, I promise to show you how to finally wake up in the morning loving what you do for work instead of feeling like you're going through the motions just to pay the bills. And today, I delivered on that promise. All right, now let's talk about what you need to win. First, you have to operate with total integrity. Then you have to become a secret agent, also known as a sports marketing agent. Then to get started, you have to use the secret weapon, aka Checkmate marketing. Then you have to make what we call the blue ocean shift. Last but not least, and most importantly, you have to invest in mentoring. These 5 shifts alone are enough to propel you into your dream career in the next 30 days. Now you have a choice. You can either take the information that I've given you and you can forget all about it. You can keep struggling to get up for work in the morning. You can continue to be stuck in rush hour traffic. You can continue emailing agents asking to pick their brains. You can keep grinding it out overtime at work, working your back to the bones just to make ends meet. Or, if you really want to start living a life that you know that you deserve, if you want to work in a career that you're truly passionate about, if you want to make the type of money that can not only change your life but your family's life, if that's what you want, then this is what I have for you. My team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas to your business starting